And I am basically min-maxed on Aatrox, which means I am very close to the peak of the gameplay, while a Master Ambessa or a Master Fiora is probably good, but not good enough to keep up with my skill on Aatrox, even though Fiora, Gwen, and whatever, they are more favored in terms of patch notes. They're more effective champions. But I'm still gonna win in Master and below, and even in Grandmaster to a certain extent. I'm still gonna perform really good. Now, when you start entering real high elo, where you play versus Kana, you play versus all the LEC players, you play versus the Korean imports, you play versus veteran players like Broken Blade, that's when you encounter players that have my Aatrox skill, my min-maxing potential on Aatrox. They have that on Ambessa, on Fiora, on Gwen, on Jace. So when you're in an environment where everyone is really good, like if I say I am the best Aatrox versus the best Jace, like my Aatrox is equally as good as Kana's Fiora. And if that is the case, I lose. There is just nothing you can do. You know, I can play correct, I can do everything right, but the differences of the champion shows then. That's when the champion matters. A lot of low elo players say, unplayable, stat check. When you're low elo and you say that, it's a bit of an excuse, because stat check truly only happens when both players are at the height of their game and their skill. Like, that's why in pro play, it's mostly a comp gap and draft gap. Because ideally, in best case, like let's say Hanwha Life versus T1, all 10 players are at the peak of their game, and all 10 players play their champion to peak performance or damn near peak performance. And when you have players in League of Legends competing against each other, and they play the maximum level of gameplay on their champion, and everyone is equally good mechanically and fundamentally, that's when draft gap and pick gap and counter, that's when it starts to show. That's when you see, oh, okay, yeah, their draft is better. Yeah, this pick is better. I mean, Zeus is amazing, but the way T1 drafted, or let's say Doran is great, but the way Zeus drafted, they just outscaled, or it's easier to play, or better opportunity. That's when the champions shine through. And that's basically the long story short I'm trying to tell you about Aatrox that I've learned in Challenger in EU West. I've been playing in Challenger for a couple hundred games now in EU West. Is that when you play in those 1.5, 1.4 KLP lobbies with rank 1 players, you're a bit of a victim many times. And like I got to 1.2k, 1,236 LP, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I got through luck. It was lucky.